Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Now, I'm going to give you the updates on these two storms because one of them is here. It is going to be for today, plus the one still coming March 2nd, March 3rd. Still showing both of them very strong. Matter of fact, National Weather Service has put out an update for over 100 up to 105 miles per hour wind gusts coming with this system. And whoever don't see the snow in the Northeast from this first storm will see it on a second storm, just like I told you in the last video. And if you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I'm all year long, and we've been talking about these two storms for a long time. So as we go into later tonight, it's really going to explode right for northern Texas, Oklahoma, even a little bit of southern Kansas as we get this straight line event. Now, the worst damage and winds you can get is from a straight line. This right here will bring a lot of high winds. It's going to go into a deep trough by New Mexico, bring them a lot of high winds as well, and a lot of high winds for Texas as this moves through later this evening. Then it's going to calm down. It's still going to be a damage and wind event as this goes through the whole night until the early morning hours. And then it's going to start again for tomorrow for chances for tornadoes for Illinois and Indiana in that region. Still bringing damage and winds all the way across and some snowfall for the northern half of the upper Midwest, and is bringing that snowfall towards the northeast. And you can see all the warnings that we have out for today. So you still have the winter storm warnings and all of this pink, but you still have high wind warnings for the coast of Oregon, and you still have the blizzard warnings for the higher elevations of California, where you just got 5 feet of snow, and now you have the blizzard warning going all the way until March 1st at 6 a.m. Plus these very high winds that's moving across for New Mexico, southern Colorado, and western Texas. This is going to be the strongest of the winds right here. Plus it's carrying wind advisories, which I'm showing is still going to be high 40 to 50, even 60 miles per hour wind gusts. All of this brown as it goes later this afternoon, overnight, and into tomorrow morning. A lot of high winds coming across. And you can see this from the latest vorticity shot. That's why I waited for the 12Z for today, guys. I wanted the balloon data to show you what I'm about to show you. And you can see with HRRR, as that speeds up, that it actually brings a big straight line damage and wind event. And this is where it's going to get really dangerous once you get to 6 o'clock tonight for northern Texas, western Oklahoma, even get into Kansas. And that's going to go all evening long. And then once we get later tonight, it's going to be a damage and wind event. The tornado threat is going to go away, and it's going to carry all night long until it goes towards Ohio Valley for tomorrow morning. And this is where your tornado threat will come right back. It's getting close to that surface low. It's getting a lot of vorticity, and it could spin up a tornado or two, while it still brings all these damage and winds all night and all morning long. Then goes right out to northeast, bringing y'all some storms and your snowfall. Then we got that second one still coming. And you can see they did ramp up your severe weather. Now you have the enhanced and the moderate risk for severe weather. Now this is going to be for your winds, guys. Right here in this black area, you have severe damage and winds. This is where your significant severe is. Plus you have a 45% chance of damage and winds coming. And this is where the high winds is moving in. So here's your cities and states at risk for the high winds, and the worst being Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Springfield, Missouri, and Norman, Oklahoma. This is bringing tornadoes as well. That's not what the enhanced section is for, but you still have the chance for the tornadoes. When that surface low comes up, it brings a lot of vorticity. So here's your chances for tornadoes. Your green being your 2%, your brown being your 5%, but your significant severe, where you can see an EF2 or greater, and your 10% is Altus, Oklahoma, and Vernon, Texas. Please be aware of that. And it is bringing your chances for hail with this first system. And you can see the summary here from National Weather Service. An extensive swath of severe thunderstorm winds, some exceeding 75 miles per hour, is expected this evening into tonight from the eastern Texas panhandle across parts of Oklahoma to the western Ozarks region. A few tornadoes also are possible with potential for significant EF2 or greater damage. Plus for tomorrow, as this goes all night long into the early morning hours, is bringing your severe weather towards Ohio Valley. Now that slight risk is for your winds. This is bringing damage and winds all day, all night into the morning. But you still have a chance for tornadoes. You have a 2% chance for tornadoes for Indianapolis, Indiana, Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, Springfield, Illinois, and Decatur, Illinois. And you can see the summary here. Thunderstorms associated with damage and winds will be possible on Monday across parts of the lower Ohio Valley. Now you can see for today, the warm temperatures goes all the way up towards Kansas, even gets into southern Nebraska a little bit. This is going to raise your dew points. This is going to give all your convection, your cape, your lift for these thunderstorms. And then as it goes later in the evening, it weakens down as it goes towards Ohio Valley. But you can clearly see it is bringing the damaging winds. And then for tomorrow morning, it's not as warm as it was for the South Central, but you still have a nice warm pocket that's moving to the lower Ohio Valley. This is bringing your dew points. It is bringing a little bit of lift, and that is what's bringing your severe weather for tomorrow. And the photographs are showing a lot of wind direction change with height. So you can see as you go into this afternoon, it raises all your lift, all your cape, all the way from Texas to Oklahoma, even into southern Kansas. As you go into this evening, then it dies down around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 and 11 o'clock. Then for tomorrow morning, it brings that lift right back towards Ohio Valley for eastern Illinois, Indiana, going into Ohio. And this will be for tomorrow morning as it goes into the early afternoon. Now you can see with your significant tornado perimeters that factors in dew points, wind shear, lift, wind direction. It does a lot of factoring to let you know where you have your best chances to get a tornado. And you can see tomorrow for eastern Illinois, southern Indiana, and a little bit of Ohio that you do get a little bit chances for tornadoes. You do have that 2%. But for today, all the way to this afternoon, it just blows up for a strong chance for tornadoes. This is where you have the chances for the EF2s or greater. For northern Texas, western Oklahoma, as you go through 6 and 7 o'clock, carries on all the way until 10 o'clock. Then it dissipates overnight. You have the damaging winds, you have the thunderstorms, and that's when it picks back up for tomorrow morning for the Ohio Valley. But when you look at these cells, you can see how it raises up and it brings a lot of strong cells. Even some long-lived cells, could be some supercells, traveling all the way from later this evening from the panhandle of Texas all across Oklahoma. Oklahoma definitely has the biggest threat to see a long-lived cell, maybe even a long-track tornado out of this. And then as it goes through the evening, it brings all those damaging winds while you get the straight line wind event, and that's the worst kind of winds to get. And it goes for tomorrow as well as it goes to Illinois, Indiana, and a little bit of Ohio. A lot of damaging winds coming with this threat, guys. And it's bringing some hail. You can see with your lightning strikes that it does bring chances for large hail. As you go to 6 p.m. tonight, it's bringing for the panhandle of Texas with that white. That's a lot of lightning strikes as it moves through Oklahoma and starts getting that wind gust event all the way to 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. Then it dies down. These storms go to Ohio Valley for tomorrow, and you can see how much weaker it will be for tomorrow compared to today. Now, when you check your Ulysses values, which shows you all the vorticity in the atmosphere, which could be a strong supercell, a strong thunderstorm, maybe even a possible tornado, it goes all the way to 10 and 11 o'clock for Oklahoma and southern Kansas. A big region where you have chances for these long-lived cells to rip up a potential tornado. Even a possible strong one popping in right around 8 o'clock for Oklahoma, northern Oklahoma, and it goes all the way until 10 and 11 o'clock before it finally widens down. And you don't see too many tracks for tomorrow. This will be the big event for today, and then we got that next storm coming. So as these storms raise all night long, it keeps getting strong all the way to 10 and 11 o'clock at night, and you still have the damaging winds overnight with this system as it carries across towards Ohio Valley. Then you have the chance again for tornadoes, damaging winds, while you get the freezing rain and the snow for northern Wisconsin, parts of Minnesota, and Michigan, while that system goes off towards the northeast and brings y'all a lot of snow as well. And remember, the second storm is going lower, so if you don't get snow in this region, you will see it on the second one. But this is bringing very high winds, guys. We're talking about getting 60, 70, 80, even getting all the way almost to 90 miles per hour wind gusts, according to this outcome. National Weather Service has it for 105. As it moves through Texas and Oklahoma, it starts winding down after it leaves Missouri. But it carries these damaging winds all night long for Illinois, early in the morning, for Michigan, Ohio, all these big 50s, high 50s, moving through all night and all morning long, all the way into the early afternoon. Then it goes offshore when we get that surface low, and it brings y'all a snowfall. You're not getting a lot of winds. The winds will be for the Ohio Valley, the central U.S., and the South Central today. And HRRR is picking up all these high winds, and it gets really strong right when you get around 5 and 6 o'clock tonight, bringing over 100 miles per hour wind gusts towards New Mexico and western Texas. I know it sounds ridiculous, but National Weather Service does have an outlook just for that. And as it goes all night long, it's bringing 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. You see these little strips. This is that big frontline event as this moves across, bringing all these high winds all the way into the Ohio Valley for tomorrow and tomorrow evening for portions of the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley. Still showing the Four Corners and western Texas is going to be the hot spot for the strongest winds. But you see how it carries to 50 and 60 all the way across, then it dies down to 50, but it's still 50 miles per hour wind gusts, even high 50s. Is a lot of wind. It can still knock power outages. So the Texas Weather Forecast Office has put this out. You have a high wind warning for the Guadalupe, Delaware, and Davis Mountains. West 45 to 65 miles per hour winds, and gusts are up to 105 miles per hour winds. For the Permian Basin, southeast New Mexico plains, Trans-Pecos, and Presidio and Brewster counties. Southwest winds 35 to 55 miles per hour winds, and gusts are getting up to 85 miles per hour winds. And they are showing that over here by Pine Springs, it could get up to 108 miles per hour wind gusts. So please be aware this is a very high wind coming your way. Plus, the Weather Forecast Office in Amarillo has put this out. So all the way from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. today, you have chances for 1.5-inch hail, 75 miles per hour wind gusts, and possible tornadoes, especially in this region. Once you go from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., you still have a chance for 1-inch hail, but now your wind gusts get up to 80 miles per hour winds and still possible tornadoes. So please be aware, Texas and New Mexico, you have some serious situations coming your way this afternoon. Now, once you get into this afternoon, your snow is going to start adding up for northern Wisconsin, upstate Michigan, northern Michigan. And then once you go into later tonight, it's going to start going into the northeast all the way until tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon for the New England states. So there's a lot of snow that's going to be moving in for the northeast. It is going to add up. So you're definitely getting a lot more snow towards the west coast. You still have that blizzard warning for the higher elevations of California, but now it's bringing all this major snow from anywhere 7 inches up to a foot. North Dakota, South Dakota getting a little bit of snow as well, but it is going to be northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, and the northeast, cutting New Jersey right in half, and Pennsylvania. It is going to cut you right in half as well. Now, Monday evening, moving all the way into the northeast, all the way until Tuesday evening is when all this is going to add up. So for Monday, you're going to have it for the northeast, and then Tuesday is going to add up for the New England states. A lot of good snowfall. And there is going to be pockets of the freezing rain right below that transition for northern Wisconsin, Michigan, as well as for Pennsylvania for the freezing rain. So just be aware you have a lot of freezing rain coming your way all across the Great Lakes. And right above this is going to be the snowfall. So all this is going to be freezing rain right below it. Now this could contribute to your power outages once again. California, you're still at 67,000 without power, and Michigan is still over 300,000 without power. And then that second system from March 1st to March 3rd still showing a lot of strength, guys. It's moving all the way from the southwest, and it strengthens up right over Texas and Oklahoma for March 2nd. Bringing your severe weather, and this is going to be isolated to the south on this next system. The cold front is smashing everything down all the way to the 3rd and going out through the northeast for the evening of the 3rd. This is what's bringing y'all snowpack a little bit further south in the northeast. But this is going to be a dangerous event as well. So for that second system, on Thursday, they have an enhanced risk already. You have a 15% and enhanced risk. Your enhanced risk for Thursday for the severe weather, March 2nd, going into March 3rd, is Shreveport, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Tyler, Texas, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Longview, Texas. As well as your 15%, Houston, Dallas, all in Texas, Memphis, Tennessee, Fort Worth, and New Orleans, Louisiana. And this is carrying over into Friday as well, and maybe even Saturday morning. Another 15%. This is already day 6, guys. Day 5 with an enhanced. Day 6 already with a 15% risk. This is for Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. And you can see as this one moves in for the second, it is bringing more snow towards the panhandle of Texas, some towards Oklahoma. That's where we get our strong surface low. And this is where we really get our significant severe weather event. And it will be isolated to the south as this moves across for Thursday, for Friday. Then it's bringing you the freezing rain, the ice, and the snowpack all the way until Saturday in the northeast. A proper nor'easter a little bit further to the north would be what you want, but this is going to bring snowpack to the southern half of the northeast who don't get the snowfall on this first one. So between the two, the northeast is definitely getting a lot of snow. But you can see with your cape, with your lift, it just stays for the southern half of the U.S., for Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and it stays across the south the whole time as that moves across. So definitely Thursday and Friday is going to be your strongest days out of that. Thursday being the strongest. And this is going to train storms all across south for 2 or 3 days, bringing a lot of lightning, still chances for large hail with that white and the lightning strikes, but it stays all across the south from the Thursday and Friday. Now this is also bringing high winds with this as well. As you move into Thursday, it starts bringing strong wind gusts all the way down towards northern Mexico, getting into the 90 miles per hour wind gusts. A very strong dip just like we have now, just a little bit further to the south. And this will carry all across the south for Friday and across the southeast and the mid-Atlantic for Saturday as you get a storm with the snow in the northeast. Now, this is bringing a lot of high winds with it as well. Almost 80 miles per hour wind gusts coming with this second system. So we still have 2 powerful storms coming back to back, guys. So the first one we have now that's coming across, bringing some high winds, and together with that second one is just going to be a little bit lower, still bringing high winds with that one as well. 2 major systems coming back to back. And all together, you can see how much of an area is going to be affecting. You got the first one, and then we got that second one. And it is covering a lot of our area, guys, all across the central U.S., Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, Ohio, all the way to the mid-Atlantic. A big outburst of winds. So if you have anything loose in your yards, you need to pick it up because these 2 events are going to last for about a week. And it's a lot of damage and winds. Plus, as that system goes out to northeast, that's when that second system comes in, bringing all this snowpack, especially for the southwest and the 4 corners by Thursday. But you get some for the panhandle of Texas, some for Oklahoma, as this transition to Friday. Then the cold air comes down, and we get a big burstings of a big major snowfall going all the way from the lower Ohio Valley all the way out through the northeast. And this is showing up to a foot coming with all that snowpack. But all together, still bringing a lot of snowfall. And you can see for the northeast, whoever didn't get that first one is getting that second one. So it is going to be light amounts at first for the south central, but once it moves across the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, into the northeast, this is where it brings potentially a foot or more of snow for southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, maybe even getting Pittsburgh and Philadelphia in on it, New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Northern Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, all y'all getting in on a lot of potential snowfall coming. But for the southern half, this is going to bring some flooding to y'all. For the northern half of the deep south, this is bringing anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. So whatever is not going to turn into snow will turn into a flash flooding event. Plus, update on our AO, Arctic Oscillation, which is cold air. You can see that cold air coming down in the beginning of the March. This is why this front is going to be so severe. But you can see also they're all starting to agree to anywhere from the 3rd all the way to the 7th. We have another dip of cold air. Now, this is going to be Arctic air, but this is going to be for the northern tier of the U.S., but it's still bringing a lot of cold temperatures and some potentially freezing temperatures, potentially towards the south and the southeast. And you can see this here. Once you move into the second, you start getting these cold temperatures moving into the upper Midwest. This is bringing negative temperatures. This is not your wind chills. Negative 10 to negative 15 degree temperatures. Plus, you get them in the Rocky Mountains as well. But once you move into the third one, we get that system. It is going to bring the cold temperatures down, bringing you that potential snowfall for the panhandle of Texas and into Oklahoma. Then as this moves towards the east, it brings these cold temperatures down, and then you have the chance for that heavy snowpack to come with that second system while these cold temperatures come down for the fourth. It goes all the way across the Rockies, all across the upper Midwest, and into the Northeast for the fifth. Negative temperatures coming your way once again. Then it carries on as you get to the 6th and the 7th, and we warm up in the south again. But these cold temperatures are going to stick around for quite some time. Matter of fact, when you look with the update with the long range from the Euro, you can see this cold air coming in right in the beginning to the middle of March. And just like last time, it's still showing it, guys, we could have it happening again in the beginning of April. So remember, I am giving away these weather stations, and we do have our winner for today, and we have another one that's going to be out for tomorrow. So our winner for today, Brad Spear. Congratulations, Brad. You are the winner of the weather station for today. Make sure you contact me at this email, weathermanplustoday@gmail.com. That way I can get your address and ship it to you. Thank you, Weatherman. Thank you, Brad, for supporting my channel and watching my videos. I do appreciate you and everybody that supports me. God bless you and your family. Remember, we have another one that we are giving away for tomorrow. So tune in if you want a chance to win. But thank you so much for watching my video. Please share this information to other people. Let them know what to prepare for, because this is some very big storms coming, not just only the storms, these damaging winds. This is going to be a big damaging wind event on both of these systems, not to mention a major snowfall and the cold temperatures coming behind it. So God bless you and your families. May they keep you safe at all times. But don't fear. Be prepared. That's the best thing you could do, is just be prepared, but never fear. God is in control. Matter of fact, I want to say one thing to you real quick before I go today. Isaiah 41, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yes, I will help thee. Yes, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Amen. May God keep you safe all the days of your life, especially for this event. Please pick up anything that could be projectiles in your yard. Think of your neighbors. Think of the other people around you. You don't want to hurt them by accident because you didn't have things picked up in your yard when these high winds come in. May God keep you safe, protect you and your families, and above all things, all glory does go to Yahweh, our Father in heaven, our God, and he will keep you safe. Our Father is not a liar. It is stated right here in his words. He will keep you safe. He will protect you. Believe it, for it is true. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a great day and be safe, everybody.